Somehow my name got mentioned and the guy said, Dave Corso? And he described me, down to the tattoos, to Dunk. And said that was the best Marine Corps sniper in Vietnam. And I have absolutely no knowledge of it. And he looks at me out of the blue and says, Daddy, what did you do in Vietnam? What did you really do? That's the night the nightmare started. And we were pinned down by extremely heavy fire. When this chopper lands and these 12 kids get out, look around, join hands, and there was this blinding flash.
And I remember this man here dragging me out of a burning helicopter.
I'd come in my house, close my blinds, close the drapes, lock the door, bring the dogs in, and get my guns out.
Oh, really? Okay.
And nothing ever happened.
All right.
No,
So-
I'm not laughing because I think it's funny. I'm laughing because that's almost exactly what I would do.
This is David Lawrence Corso and Robert Duncan Ophidian. We have them together on camera for the first time. Your name, rank, and serial number. How's that? Do you have one?
I don't have one.
Oh, all right. Well.
Actually, I do.
Oh, well. How about you? No? No?
No.
No name, rank, okay.
Patriot, constitutional patriot and Bill of Rights.
And retired?
Retired from the telecommunications industry.
Okay. We're in Pahrump, Nevada, right?
In my humble home.
It's 2007, and we're very happy to be here.
I'm delighted that you're here.
And you own some
I admire
amazing...
your courage.
Thank you. And you own some amazing wolves, isn't that right?
Native American dogs.
Native American dogs. All right. Are you part Native American as well?
No, just adopted into the Apache tribe by a family friends.
Are you?
Yes.
Very nice. Okay, so what is your connection right off the bat with Duncan?
Let me go back 3 years. About 3 or maybe 4 years ago. A mutual friend introduced me when he said, I have friends I want you to meet. And I said, oh, really? So we met at the Nugget, and as soon as I saw John with Duncan, I knew them. And it was like an envelope had been opened in my mind, or a doorway, if you would. It took a while for those memories to resurface, and so I could figure out where I had saw them. In June of 1967. We were actually in Cambodia on a little operation to help get some American Special Forces troops out of a bad bind. And we were pinned down by extremely heavy fire. When this chopper lands and these 12 kids get out, look around, join hands, and there was this blinding flash. They got back in the chopper, and in the doorway of the chopper was a gentleman in a green uniform, like an army uniform, fatigues. And when we talked to the Special Forces team later, we asked, what did you see? And they said, all we saw was a blinding flash, and there had to be at least 2,000 or more Viet Cong and North Vietnamese regulars and Cambodian communists that were just simply dead. And that's the only thing I remember of it is the blinding flash. But there was this little kid with a huge, white kid with a huge afro. And this little girl, very dark-skinned, was beside him. They got on a chopper and just flat disappeared. Well, some days later, I'm in Saigon, and there is this gentleman again from the aircraft. And he didn't introduce himself. He looked at me, and I looked at him, and he turned around and walked away. But he had an insignia that I had never seen before on his shoulder.
You were Special Forces?
I was in a group that didn't exist.
What were you called? Green Berets?
Black Operations.
Do they have a name for your division, or?
Black Operations.
That's it?
That's it.
Were you ranked in the military before you went into Black Operations?
Mm-hmm.
As what?
It
Are
would
you at
have
liberty to say?
Well, officially I was attached to the Navy. And my official Navy record isn't at all like what I was involved with.
Okay. What does your official Navy record say you were?
Oh, it says I'm a radar technician, and I went to B school, and I was on 5 ships, and I was on a swift boat detachment, and was in Vietnam for 14 campaigns.
Now, and what is the reality behind that?
I wish I could say for sure, but I have memories that are coming back that I can't explain. But Dunk's already talked to you about Project Talent.
Now, are you feeling that you were part of Project Talent from another angle?
I'll answer that in this manner. When my mother was 87 years old, I said, "Mother, I have these reoccurring memories of being with my uncle during the summers." She looked at me and had this mischievous grin on her face, and that's her up on the wall. She said, "You were never with your uncle in the summers. You were away, and you'll figure it out as you get older."
Is your family patriotic? You know, were they in the service?
My brothers served in the Marine Corps. Both brothers did. And I was assigned to the Marine Corps, but there's no official record of that.
You flashed back on this memory when you met Duncan, or after you met Duncan?
That memory has come back to me several times, but when my son was 9 years old, he and I went fishing for a month. And we were in the middle of Strawberry Lake fishing, and he's having a tremendously successful day fishing, and of course I'm not catching anything. And he looks at me out of the blue and says, "Daddy, what did you do in Vietnam? What did you really do?" That's the night the nightmare started.
Wow. And what kind of nightmares are we talking about?
I wish I could tell you, but I've talked to my VA counselors many times, and they said, "Be glad you don't remember them, because what you're doing is refighting battles."
Okay, but I'm assuming that what part of the nightmare was seeing the children in the field. Is this right?
That did not happen until Dunk and I were talking one time about when we remembered seeing each other. And we remembered the same incident, literally word for word.
For me, that incident in itself was just like a nightmare. I remember getting off the chopper. I remember the other 11 kids. And I remember the blinding flash, and I remember getting back on the chopper. But before the chopper landed, after the chopper took off, I don't remember anything. In one particular memory that I have that is very vivid, I was in a chopper. I was a little older in this one, and we were shot down. I remember the chopper took off. We didn't get more than 10, 12 feet off the ground, and we took some kind of fire. I call it anti-aircraft